John Smith and the Little Girl. In 1895, John Smith was an engineer with the railways. He loved his job, but was always on the lookout for adventure. One day, John was in the train to Michigan. The other engineer, Bob, was steering the train, while John was checking the oil levels and other machinery. Bob had slowed the train down so that it was safe for John to do this. Just then, John saw a group of small children dart across the railway tracks. All the children ran across safely, except for one little girl. She saw the slowly approaching train and froze. John called out to Bob to stop the train, but he knew the girl was too close. Immediately he jumped to the tip of the engine and reached out, rescuing the girl in the nick of time. Finally, Bob safely stopped the train, and John set down the girl, safe and sound. The spirit of adventure. Annie spread out the map on the floor of her living room. Her vacations were coming up, and she was determined that she would have an adventurous trip. The trouble was, she didn't know where to go. Would it be better to go rock climbing or water skiing? Annie was so confused. Finally, Annie took a coin and sat facing away from the map. Closing her eyes, she tossed the coin over her shoulder. Wherever the coin lands, that's where I'll go first, she thought. When she turned around, she was confused. Where was the coin? It had rolled off under a chair. Annie decided to go off the map, just like the coin. That is why she decided to go skydiving. Now she was flying high up in the air, waiting to jump out. It was the most thrilling adventure she had ever experienced, and she promised herself that it would not be the last. Shark attack. Dr. Jonathan Rees was a scientist. He had been studying the plants near coral reefs, and today was his last dive underwater. Jonathan was collecting samples when he accidentally cut his arm on a piece of coral. It was not a deep cut, but still, the water was tinged red with his blood. Before he could swim up to the surface, his worst fears came true. Smelling the blood in the water, a shark came, swimming closer and closer to him. As the shark started circling around him, Jonathan knew he did not have much time. He only had a small knife attached to his wetsuit. He gripped it hard and waited. Within moments, the shark attacked him. Jonathan repeatedly jabbed at the shark's eyes and gills, its weakest spots. As soon as the shark swam away, Jonathan pushed towards the surface of the water. He could hardly believe that he had survived a shark attack. Thin ice. Jason and Ben were spending their winter holidays with their uncle. The boys were very excited as the temperature was below freezing that day. The lake must have frozen, Uncle, said Ben. Can we go skating on it? Uncle said. Until I make sure the ice is thick enough, you two must not go near the lake. However, later that day, Ben convinced Jason to go to the lake with him. It looked frozen solid. Ben ran out onto the ice without a care, and before he knew it, there was a loud crack. The ice was too thin, and Ben fell into the ice water. Jason knew that he had to act fast. He ran back and grabbed a coil of rope. Staying on the land, he threw out the rope and pulled Ben out to safety. Ben was chilled to the bone and fell quite ill, but he had learned his lesson.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.